God help them if they ever go back even further. Some the guys in the 50s and the 40s.
Right.
I've had arguments online with some of these guys where, I knew Reg Park very well. I got to know him in later years quite well. And, he talked about all his training and what he did, and he was very adamantly against steroids. And Reg in his youth was a very, very strong guy. He was one of the first guys to bench press 500 pounds. And these guys would look at photos of Reg when he was bulky, and he was big. And if you look at him in the Hercules, he was a pretty big guy. He was Arnold's inspiration.
Yeah.
Reg Park was Arnold's idol,
Right.
And these guys would say, "Oh, you can't get that big without steroids." I'd say, look. If I didn't know Reg, maybe I'd wonder myself. But I knew this guy, and I'm telling you, this guy hated steroids. This guy would never. You could put a gun to his head and he wouldn't take a steroid.
Yeah.
I said, very strong was different back then.
Yeah.
The guys trained very heavy. I remember talking to Clarence Ross, of course, remember.
Yeah.
And Clarence told me, I said, if there's one thing you could do over again, what would you change? He says, I wouldn't have trained as heavy as I did for as long as I did, because now I'm an older man. I'm all crippled up. I have to have a walker. That's how they trained in those days. Very heavy weights,
Yeah.
And the guys today, and I've seen them, I got to tell you, I've seen videos of Phil training. These guys don't lift heavy weights compared to guys years ago.
They don't train hard.
They're massive. There's no question about it. But, it's almost like they don't have real muscle there. It's almost like air-filled muscle.
Yeah,
it's not because the guys years ago, that muscle was built with heavy weights. And you know how you can tell the difference? You remember the great John Grimek, who was only man to win Mr. America twice. I think it was 41 and 42?
Yeah.
But this guy, I remember reading something and I did meet him a couple of times too, but he wrote that there's been occasions where, get this, John, he didn't train for like a year, nothing, no weight training, and yet he lost very little muscle.
Yeah.
Why? Because his muscle was real. He was an Olympic lifter too. It was built with heavy weights. Here's a factoid for you. If you never heard this before, this is going to shock you. The great Steve Reeves, who even today, all right, he wasn't a monster like these guys, but even today, everyone agrees. Clarence Ross told me that Steve Reeves had the most beautiful body he ever saw, and Clarence Ross beat him twice in contest.
Wow.
Anyone today would look at Steve Reeves when he was a bodybuilder and say, that is a fantastic body. Small waist, beautiful, and very handsome guy. Steve Reeves said, remember when he did the Hercules movies, and if you look at those movies, they were made in 1957, but they weren't released till 59. If you look at him, he was in great shape. He looked like a bodybuilder. He was Hercules.
Yeah.
He said that he only trained, when those movies were made, get this, he only trained 1 month out of the year. 1 month. That's it.
Out of the year.
1 month out of the year, and he looked like that. Could you imagine these guys today, if they trained 1 month out of the year, what they would look like?
Yeah.
So my point is, these guys had real muscle.
Right. Real
and
physiques.
I know it sounds like I'm being very critical of the guys today. I'm not. In a way, like I say, we're all bodybuilders. I admire their muscle mass. I could take 1 million steroids and never look like these guys.
Right.
They're just freaks. They have everything, but it's just like a different type of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the guys that criticize, the people years, like you said, Frank Zane, they think looks skinny, all that. They don't have the sense of history. They don't understand how it was.
Right.
They only can see what they see today. So there's no comparison in their minds for them. So that's why they act like that.
Yeah. Bodybuilding Heroes and Legends Volume 1 by John Hansen is the book that celebrates the golden age of bodybuilding. This was the era in which legends such as Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sergio Oliva, Frank Zane, Robbie Robinson, Cal Skalak, and Mike Menser battled it out on stage for the biggest titles in bodybuilding. Read about some of the most exciting competitions that took place in the 1970s, including the Oliva-Schwarzenegger battles, Zane's first Olympia victory, and Skalak's controversial Mr. Olympia appearance, and much more. Filled with inspiring images of some of the greatest bodybuilders in the history of the sport, Bodybuilding Heroes and Legends Volume 1 is now available on Amazon.com, or email John directly at naturalolympia@gmail.com.